So welcome back to the channel guys in another chess video, and I'm back again with another, I have no words to describe how I played in this game, and this is an overstatement because this game was just too easy for me, or it just I think seemed easy. And as you can see, I have only one game analyzed here because I am not a chess.com premium member, and I have in that game an accuracy of 74.7, and that's the only game I'm gonna analyze in this video because I have an offline analysis available for it, offline analysis board and stuff like that. So without any further ado, let's begin. So in this game I had the white pieces and I opened up with the king's pawn opening e4. Opponent replies with e5. I play knight to f3, and this is the Vienna game. Opponent plays knight to I play knight to c3 and opponent plays knight to c6, and now I play f4. All that book stuff. And now my opponent plays bishop to b4, and bishop to b4 is deemed as an inaccuracy by Stockfish, and Stockfish thinks that e takes f4 is best in this position. But let's continue. I develop my knight on f3, the second knight, and opponent plays d6, defending the center, giving more support to the central e5 pawn. And now I centralize my knight with the move knight to d5, and this move not only centralizes my knight but asks my opponent a question about whether they want to trade the bishop for the knight or not, and my opponent chooses not to by playing bishop to c5, and now I simply advance with f5, and this is deemed as an inaccuracy again because here comes the move knight to f6 asking me for a trade, and now I simply trade knights with my opponent. And now I play d3, and the main idea behind d3 move is to play bishop to g5, and my opponent knows this. My opponent already knows what I'm gonna do. So opponent plays h6, simply preventing bishop to g5, but now I develop my light squared bishop on e2. An opponent plays knight to d4, and this is deemed as an inaccuracy by Stockfish. Now I play c3, and I in this position wanted to trade on my own terms. So now we both trade second pair of knights, and then my opponent plays c6. I play bishop to d2, although queen to e2 was a much better move here, and my opponent castles in this position, which is deemed as a mistake. And as you can see, I have a huge advantage in this position of plus 1.22, and now I play b4, which is deemed as a miss. Opponent plays bishop to b6, and now I play queen to e2 finally. Queen to e2 is good, but Stockfish is recommending a4 in this position. And now my opponent plays rook to e8, which is another mistake. And Stockfish is saying that black should just continue with d5 in this position, trying to crack open the center. But anyway, I play h3 in this position, and h3 is another miss. An opponent, because it gives opponent the chance to play a5, and now I simply push b5. And the reason I did not take a pawn is because I did not want my opponent to open the g file. I did not want my opponent to have the half open g file, that's why. I simply sacrifice the pawn. Opponent plays rook to d8, which is another mess. And now we traded pawns. Now we trade pawns. And now I push g4. Opponent plays d5, which is the best move in this position. And now I advance with h4. And as you can see, my king is still in the center. And yet it is safe, or at least looks safe. Anyway, opponent plays d takes e4, he takes on e4, and it's a mistake because here comes the move bishop takes on e4. And as it turns out that at the end of the day, I have everything intact, everything defended. Yeah, and my opponent plays queen to d6, putting more pressure on the d3 pawn, which at the time is defended appropriately. And now I push g5, continuing my attack, and I want the h file to be open. That's why I played g5 in the first place. And h takes g5 is a mistake because here comes the move h takes on g5, and all of a sudden I am the one who is attacking because I have the h file open. I can quickly mobilize my pieces are more active. Anyway, opponent plays f6, and this just loses the game because here comes the move g6, although queen to h5 was even better. But where is the king gonna go? Opponent plays c5, but to no avail. It's simply a maiden 4, which of course I did not see in the game. But instead of going for maiden 4, I took the rook on a8. Opponent took the pawn on f5, and I just brought the bishop back to e4 to trade the bishops. Opponent just drops the bishop back, and it's a maiden 8 again, and there's no way I saw it. I actually did not see it, but I brought my queen to h5, and it's a maiden 7 now. King to f8, and even though it's the best move in the position, it doesn't do anything. Now comes the move queen to h8 check, king to e7, queen takes on g7 check, the king goes to the 8th rank, which then is hunted by my rook, and then yeah, it's all over. And that's why my opponent resigned in this position, and I won. So yeah, it was very simple for me. I mean, this game looked really simple, but I have had other opponents who were a lot more tougher, and I actually lost games. And those were the games in which I was winning but then gave it away at some point. So yeah, I also make blunders. After all, I'm only a 1700. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.